Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Yes. We're back, baby, with another one. You can't stop the crypto lifers. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for the lovely assistant to bring in the lemon and the lime today. We were talking about that on the show. Oh my gosh, look. I'm limed out. Wait, we got to do it right. I can't see. I'm sorry. Let's get serious here. People are like, what is this? What kind of show is this? Is it a comedy show? What's going on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's jump on into BTC. Let's get the music pumping and running, and let's show you what's happening in the markets today. I am the Crypto Lifer. I actually do go over the charts. We made massive gains yesterday. During the weekly screen share, I sold the top. I sold 115,008. We went to 116,000, maybe 115,004 or 5 there. We went to $116,000. I made $2,000 in the screen share with my trading group. They saw me sell. It was amazing. Most transparent guy in the game. I showed them my entire week's trades, right? Like the entire position history, right? Took one L there, shouldn't have, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 5 wins, 1 loss, and that's really nothing. And you can see the wins pile over to $2,000. And if I showed you all 10 of them, it'd be amazing. God bless you. Bang, bang, bang. It just shows you in the last week, I guess, so it skips. Anyway, so Hyperliquid, I'm looking for the shoulder, right shoulder to get tight. Write this down. We don't someone would make a 5-minute video for you and go all this stuff, blah, 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 and you write it down, you'd be like, oh, wow, I know now. Now you already know. It took you 30 seconds. I didn't have to do that much, right? I could have made a 5-minute video and got a bunch of views. You can play the algo, or you can give people the sauce. It's up to you. We get this boom, boom, and we get up here to 61.61. I am long on this coin ever since I gave the setup down here. It was a beautiful consolidation, one of the nicest I've ever seen. I could tell the coin was strong when it bounced here, when the whole market kind of kept going downwards, and this kind of went up. So this went up when the market went down, and it told me it was the strongest coin in the game. It was the most likely to make money, in my humble opinion. This and Solana. So I gave both trades to the trading group. They were pretty obvious. If you're a newbie, you knew nothing. The stop loss, everything did not get hit. Solana at $240 a coin, absolutely ripping. I put my money where my mouth is. I've got a 200. I won't enter that live, but I've got a fat bag of Solana. You guys know it. Over $200,000 in Sol. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All the way to the top, baby. All the way to the top. So Sol booming. It will probably go sideways or have to come back down a little bit. Maybe retest some areas at 225 or something like that. But right now, Sol is the one. All the way to 300. This thing is on the way to the upside. Institutional demand. People are buying it up. Am I in a trade right now? I actually am. I jumped into a trade on Bitfinex right here. Just this started to pump. Looked like it could break out. I didn't have a lot of faith in it, though. It's a very small trade, 151 for 610, and I'd rather not even lose. I've had a nice win streak, but we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But it's like a hedge trade, like so be it. We get the pump, I take a little bit of gains. If not, and I don't think, my strategy is telling me it's not likely we're going to get the pump, but anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. So we will take it one step at a time. BTC.C, we're trading the NASDAQ. That trade is still up 18%. All right, and doing damage. And look, the NASDAQ's in the same exact flag as Bitcoin. What I see happening, can't you see it? I see the shoulder. See, I see this making an inverted shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we're going to break to the upside. They're printing this money. It's been determined. They're cutting the rates. More money's flowing into the market. We know they're printing money, and they're going to cut the rate. It's going to give people access. So the money's already being printed, so it's there. But people have to access it at a higher rate. They're going to be able to access the money cheaper now and throw it into the market. And it's coming. I'm telling you right now, it's very likely to boom this market up. And this is Bitcoin. Sorry, I thought I was looking at the NASDAQ. Forgive me. Bitcoin. But the NASDAQ should almost look identical. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ. Sorry. It does look somewhat identical. It looks a little better, though. I actually got to be honest with you. It looks better on the 1 hour. See? The NASDAQ's in this beautiful ascending triangle. That thing is about to blast to the upside. NASDAQ's probably going to break out today and even maybe possibly continue. Today's the macro technical analysis video. I'll break it down for you. We're going to look at the macros, and I put that video out at the, sometime in the afternoon, so look out for that. This is hot right now, right? I believe you could trade the NASDAQ right here with a stop somewhere below 23,930. And catch this puppy to 24,370. I'm already in the trade, but I see this as another way to enter on the 1 hour time frame. That's a trade right there on the nasty NAS. And if you ever question this or you're in my group, you can see 24,372 is the target. The entry is the green right there, 24,000. And the red right there, 23,927 would be your stop loss. So it's all there. It might not be easy to see exactly, but if you open it up, you take a look at it, you zoom in, the stop loss, the take profit, and the entry are all given to you right there. So simply, so easily, so sweetly. You can pick your leverage. I'm at 20x. You pick your leverage, and you go from there. Look at average open price, 23,777s. And that was an entry of entries. We'll see how that plays out over time. So far, I believe I called one of the lows for the NASDAQ. We're going to pump for the next couple weeks into the couple months. Anyway, so we covered what's hot. We covered Hyperliquid. We covered SOL. If you were in the trading group, you would have been paid. You would have figured out a way to take advantage of this move from 199 all the way up to 240. A lot of people did it too in the group, and pays the bills, baby. It pays the bills. Bitcoin, getting that pump out the flag to the upside. We're up 10%. I told you I'm the king of 3%. I've never seen a guy open so many trades in the same week and show them green on a live stream. I see some guys open their trades, but they're the same trade they've had open for weeks. You know what I mean? Or like they get down at the bottom and they just keep showing that they're up. That's great. I don't mind. I mean, I have a harder time doing that. I like to swing. But bang, man, we just keep hitting it. God bless you all for being here. I love y'all. I've never seen a better trading group in my life. I've never seen people more dedicated to the group in my life, honestly. I was a part of many different groups. People have told me about their group experiences. You people are amazing. I don't want to be anywhere else. I worked so hard, stayed so disciplined, and then God sent you beautiful people to me. And we have the best people in the game right now in that trading group. Like the people that participate as crypto lifers, top notch. Every single one of you, classy, amazing. You help others. None of you are selfish with your time and the way you treat other people in the group. It's just unbelievable. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Let's keep it kicking. Let's do our top-down analysis. The bot got back in along, decided this was time to open along again. So the bot sold it all after that massive move. Then once we got above previous support and resistance, the bot likes this. The bot says this is a bottom, and we're on our way to the upside. The bot likes this area here at 114,000. 115,000. You know, between 115 and 115.4, the bot likes it. Pretty interesting if you think about it. So I'm excited to see the bot getting down again. If you want access to the bot, go to MINOTAUR Trading Systems. Hit the link to find out more. Okay? I post that to the comment section. Oh, which I haven't dug up yet. I'm sloppy today. Let me get the comment section up and running. But yes, check out the MINOTAUR Trading Bot. I do receive a commission. Someone said they started it and they already love it. They're already loving it. So thank you so much. That's awesome. And God bless you. So that's my bot. It's running right now, or a bot that I work with a team that makes the bot. I don't personally make the bot. I use the bot and I promote the bot because it works for me. If it works for me, then it works for me. I teach you guys the realness. Let me pop out the chat here and see what's happening in the chat. The key to having longevity on YouTube is not to use your community for whatever. Like a coin can come, hey, we want to promote our coin. How much can we spend? Yeah, whatever. I don't do that. You know what I mean? But if I use an exchange and the exchange works for me, hey, here's the exchange I use. You want to use it? Boom. Here's an exchange I like. Boom. Here's an exchange with lower fees than the other one. Here's an exchange giving you, let's say, more USD back than the other one for this week. Jump on there for the week. Do the same trades. Get that cake. Go back to your other one. You know, what I call is reward farming. Reward farm these exchanges. They're giving you so much back by trying to enter the game. They're competing with each other, and each one is getting better, giving stuff better. So why not use that competition? That's why all that KK's in the mix. You have to understand, I'm looking to give you guys opportunity. Hit the links if you want to find out more, or you want to join any of the exchanges in which I'm using. BTCC has been open since 2014. It's one of the oldest exchanges in the game. KK's is amazing with the fees. Low withdrawal fees. Weeks has really good fees too, and a great team. All right? And I've been with MXC2 for a long time. Don't you just love that you found crypto? This is an amazing community. I know, like I found crypto and I found each and every one of you. I would never have found you guys if I didn't find crypto. Unbelievable. Today is a blessing to be alive. You know, it's funny, we go live every day, but if we don't post the Discord to the group, like people don't show up or something, I don't know. On a Friday, it's so crazy. They forget, you know what? They get caught up in the group and they're like, lifers, we need you. We desire you, actually. We desire all lifers. Come on in, baby. We desire all the lifers. Come on in. All right. We need you, people. We need you. Where are the lifers at? All right. 978 at 1025. That's crazy on a Friday. That's crazy when there's opportunity in this market. You got to show up every single day if you want to get paid in crypto, because there's days where it's not going to do what you think it's going to do that day, but the next day is going to be the move. And if you don't show up, you're going to miss out. I've learned that crypto, because it's 24/7, you have to participate 24/7. It is what it is. And you know what? That's why most people get hurt, because they only participate like 50% of the time. They're in and out, and they miss massive opportunities. Like there's a dip day they really need to pay attention. That's the day they go out drinking with their buddies, hang out for 2 days, binge drink. They come back to crypto like, damn, I missed out. Like you can't play a half a game with crypto. You have to be all in. I've learned that the hard way. I used to play a half a game with crypto, and I made some money here and there, but every time I would beat myself up on how much I know I missed. Had I just stayed sober, and it's hard to stay 100% with crypto when you're getting high on drugs. I'll be honest, it's very hard. And drinking alcohol, because you're going to want to take time to do your drugs, and you're not going to want to be doing the charts. I'm being honest. But if you get 100% addicted to the charts and you put away all the other addictions, you're going to be able to do this 24/7 like I am, and you're going to be able to nail it. But you got to want it more than everybody else. You got to really commit. It's time for you to say no, time for you to be a big boy or a big girl. Immaturity is going back to the old way, because even though we know it hurts us, that's immaturity, the definition of insanity. We just because we want to have that we want to go back to that safe space. Whatever drug we're using, whatever group of friends we like that told us that nonsense, they told us we were good even though we were mediocre. We want to be around those people, right? Why? Because we don't want to change. We like to stay inside this little comfort pocket. You're going to have to leave the comfort zone to become who you want to become, like the bigger, greater version of yourself, 100%. So why not just start now? Because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. The more you procrastinate, the more that becomes a habit. And the more your procrastination becomes a comfort level that you like to sit at. Get out of that mindset. And so if you're struggling in crypto, it's because you're not ready to commit 24/7. You keep saying that you want to take the weekends off. And it doesn't mean you have to stare at the screens 12 hours a day, friends. It just means when you wake up in the morning, you got to assess the market for about an hour. And if your kids wake up at 6 or 7, then you got to wake up at 5:30 and give yourself that hour. I have busy weekends where my family needs me. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I go through the markets. I do my show early. Last weekend, I had to do my show at 7 in the morning because a buddy of mine had a birthday and I wanted to show up to his golf event at 8:45. And it was an hour and a half away. So I had to leave my house by 7:30 or 7:15. So I had to do my show at 6:30. You see what I'm saying? So you do what you have to do. And then when I came home that night, I still assessed the market. I was able to find all the gains this week because I was able to hone in on the weekend. When you hone in on the weekend, it's going to give you better access to the market in the week. Your brain's going to be better formatted to see what's happening. You're going to have done the analysis. You do what you want, but I'm telling you right now, and again, when I tell you don't have to take it off, it doesn't mean you have to stare at the screen for 12 hours a day. It means you have to spend a nice hour of concentrated, focused discipline, setting alerts, looking at your trades, and planning out what you want to see. And then executing when you see what you've planned out. That's trading. Trading is not jumping in the market and getting in when you see it. Oh, what coin's hot today? Oh, I'm going to trade that flag. Let's go. No, trading is looking at the market Sunday night, Saturday morning, seeing all the opportunities, starting to map out what you plan on doing throughout the week, and then executing. And then a couple weeks from there, you see how you executed the plan. That is trading, okay? That is trading. Trading is having an idea and a system and a setup before it even happens, believing in it, creating it, focusing on it, discipline, and then watching it come to fruition. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get stopped out and you waited 2 weeks to plan out a trade. That's okay. That doesn't make it a waste of time. That means you're into your habitual mode. Whatever you're doing that's keeping you doing it over and over again is beautiful. Get into a habit, get into a formation, get into that routine. So let's take a look at what's happening. MAX really holding the $16 range, says maybe it will consolidate and go for more. That's absolutely insane what that coin did. Absolutely insane. And so it's definitely getting to alt season. We're seeing green across the board. Jupiter, when that comes back to $1, we know we're in. That's when things are hot. Near Protocol, I have a bag of. Immutable X, WIF, I have a bag of these 3 coins right here. Near, Immutable, and Dog with hat. They will come back at one point, in my humble opinion. Speculating, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I believe they will. And that is what I believe. So it's not like, World Liberty holding 20 cents. I'm going to take a look at that because that actually might be pretty nice. Chainlink, I have a huge setup on that. I'm heavy in it. It's going to $50. SWE looks great to me, going to $9. Cardano, I got a setup for all the hottest things in the group. They've been given to you guys with stop losses and entries, and they're in the money now. So it's up to you. AVAX, I gave the position. Solana, I gave the position. Say, I gave the position. Render, I even gave position. Virtual, I gave one. Ondo, I gave a call for. Hyperliquid, I gave a call for. I even have a thing on DOGE. Bonk. So if it's in the group, search the name of the coin. I might have put it out a few weeks ago. Like right now, you're in my group, and you're like, oh, he didn't put up much setups. But that's just, you got to be like, wait, what did he put out for? Like, when did he put out, let's say, AVAX? And type in AVAX USDT, and then search, and you can see, like, at 9:10, I'm putting on AVAX 2 days ago. On 8:17, I'm putting on AVAX. This is a month ago. I'm giving you the perfect entry right there. We have since gone up and down, never been stopped out. And that trade is now, it took a month to begin to really play out. You have to have patience. Everyone thinks it's all going to come right away. We started speculating on this AVAX trade on the 14th of August. It's now playing out. See, trading is not immediate. Trading is setting up a plan and executing the plan in which you formulate in your brain. Okay? Very important. Wow, 241. Solana doing DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio on Solana. Absolutely beautiful. Boom. So Bitcoin, let's break it down. This is the worst case scenario. I just said to my group, worst case scenario, we make some type of right shoulder here and we do dump today. No guarantees that we get a beautiful pump to the upside, right? But what I am seeing is a beautiful support of resistance. Starting to show that 114,008 is a key level on the local time frame. Again, just like, whatever World Liberty or whatever coin I just looked at, I'm looking for the inverted head and shoulder on. I put it in the trading group. Let me see here. But I put a coin out as I'm looking for this inverted head and shoulder on price action on Hyperliquid, right? Same thing on the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin. Just looking for us to kind of consolidate here. Pull the moving averages towards each other, get tight again. And then boom, we're on our way further to the upside. Measured move of that local is about 118,000. 119K actually. And look at the stochastics, the way they're pushing. That's aggressive. That tells me that we could have ourselves a nice little run here and then really break out. So I'm speculating on this idea, and you can really play it on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. You might miss a little sensitive action by not using the 1 hour, so I like to stick on that. What I mean by that is the 1 hour will spike and show you some detail and price that you may not see in the 4. And every once in a while, there will be a subconscious piece of information that I can gain from that. And it can teach me whether to be in and out of the trade. So I use both these time frames to kind of balance the probability. But I also, look, I told you, also good chance here. Look, I'm not in one of those big boy trades that I usually am, right? I'm not trading 300 grand, 500,000. How big is the position right there? I think it's like, it's 548 bucks at 65x leverage, 30,000. Yeah, 34,000. So when I'm about it, I'm in a $250,000 to $500,000 position. When I'm just kind of playing the market, seeing what I can get, I'm going to be somewhere 50,000 and lower, right? So that's the risk changes. Like the volume's low today. I'm not going hard. It's not Tuesday morning. It's not Tuesday night. We hit Tuesday. It's not Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Those are my favorite nights to trade. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. And then I wake up to gains. We woke up to gains many times this week, and it was an amazing, amazing week of trading. So let's break down Bitcoin. I'm going to look at the top down, and then we're going to see if there's anything else going on. But I mean, it was obvious what to do this week. It told you to trade the big, large cap altcoins. They were setting up beautifully in absolute amazing consolidation. They were above their 200s with the 21 touching inside of consolidated flags. I teach my students this over and over again. This is how we scalp the 1 minute on Bitcoin. This is how we trade the daily on Solana. It's a macro, micro vision of itself. I went over this many times this week. Remember, if you go back to, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, where we talked about how the 1 minute looked just like the 5 day. And I showed you how Bitcoin, when it got above the 5 day 200 moving average, we had the huge move. Then I showed you how when Bitcoin got above the 1 minute earlier that day, we had the huge move. And I showed you how those moves were exactly the same. One was on the 1 minute, one was on the 5 day. It didn't matter though. What mattered was your concept of time. See, where you stand depends on everything. Agreed? Like there's a bunch of cars moving this way, but someone's standing this way. They can't see the cars. Right? And then they turn and they see a bunch of cars. Someone else is standing this way and sees the cars. Who sees more cars? It's really corny example, but the point is whatever you're looking at is what you're going to see more of. Okay? So you focus Bang. This is telling me there was going to be a big move. You know, you could see that the money was flowing into the larger caps and that they were going to give you a bit of a pump to the upside. I was a little weary of this right shoulder, but I figured, man, too much money's coming into the market. We got SOL ETFs, right? And so the thing about trading or anything is it's your perspective. It's from where you're looking. Everyone's perspective is different. You see something that I don't, I see something that you don't, right? Because we're not in the exact same place. It's pretty interesting. And that's why your unique look, like this show, is my unique look on the world. So no one can replicate it because no one's Sam Price. And so your unique look of the world is what you can monetize that. That's what I realized one day. I said, man, everyone wants to look at the lens through your lens. Show them what life is like through your lens, right? That's why people like vlogs. That's why vlogs are big now. Amen. Take people into your life. You see what I'm saying? So I like Solana. It's looking good. Let's take a look at our top-down analysis for Bitcoin and see what's happening. And again, back to that idea of you're where you're at. It goes back to the Labradorite. When you're looking at it, right? Only you can see the reflection at the time. Like right now, when see the Labradorite right there, boom. It's only for us right now, right? It's not for someone standing in that part of the room. They can't see that reflection because their eye is not at the angle. Boom. That's the essence of life right there. It means that when you see the opportunity, it's there. It's for you. Your unique perspective is so important in this world. And you can monetize it on a mass scale because no one else has it. It's scarce. Nobody has your reality but you. See? Nobody sees the world the way in which I see it. Not exactly. That's what makes us unique and different. And that's your superpower. Amen. Right? So let's break down what's happening on the bigger time frame for Bitcoin. We've been looking at the monthly every single day. And I just want to kind of begin. So when we look at the monthly, bang. We also say we have beautiful monthly support at 102,009. We never even touched it. Never even went close to monthly support. And I remember telling everyone that. I was like, I know it's getting hairy. I was like, and we may go to 100K, but I said, but we got monthly support there. We'd have to close a monthly candle below that for me to get bearish. And we never did. We never did. Then we get this wick to wick. This wick right to this wick. And that's going to be your measured move. The algorithmic measured move. And that's going to take you $187,000 Bitcoin. And we could, at that point, price could get frothy up to 190K, right? And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this month to close green, and then maybe the next month pops out. Maybe we have another red month, and I don't know, but we'll see. This says it would take till February of 2026. The rally would extend into February. It did it all the other big rallies. We would extend February. We would have these crazy peaks somewhere in the first couple of weeks and for first couple of months of the next year, and then we would collapse. Bitcoin losing 115,000, likely to lose that trade, right? Down $54. And look, it was a fake out. But I am below support or resistance or right at it. I probably should be a little lower there to keep myself, should be below those two candles technically. Anyway, not a big deal. I'm not risking a lot, and we've had a great P&L this week. So Bitcoin, monthly looks absolutely great. No reason to panic. And as long as the monthly stays above, like tweezer bottoms, that candle right there, basically 108,000, we're good to go. I would take a monthly close above these two candles. That would be the highest monthly close in the history of Bitcoin. Yes, we've wicked there, but we've never closed higher. The highest we've ever, opened was where we opened here, 107,146. So if we close above a 147, 107, 146, it'll be the highest monthly close in the history of BTC, right? So we're looking at history. We're very close to history. Pretty crazy, right? Now, looking at this. Hold on one second. No, sorry. I misspoke there. My mind just said, you didn't say that right. We closed at 115,746. So we got to close above 115,746. But we're $800 away from making history and closing the biggest monthly candle. I'm so sorry because this is open, high, and close, and I said the open, not the close on the green candle. Please forgive me. I don't mean to be to misspeak like that. Got to be precise when you talk numbers. So low, high, higher, low, got the bounce. At least I caught it. I say resistance at 119,000. The big boy, you really want to see if you can close your candles above these two closes. That's going to help us a lot. That's going to help people feel more confident to open bigger longs, bots as well. So we just want to see if the weekly candle can close below this key area, 113,000. Above this area. We don't want to close below 114K. You want to close above it. If you can go all the way up, even fine. But it looks like, that may be the weekly high, and then we're kind of going to hover. As long as the weekly candle closes somewhat like this, I'll be happy. It could close even a little lower. But I'd like it to hang above that $114,000 level Bitcoin. And I just see it headed, basically doing this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder could break us further to the upside. Really start that process of the bigger move. Okay. Again, we always have to be wary of shoulder, head, this right shoulder, and a dump to the downside. That could happen. I'm open-minded right now because everyone's going to be overly bullish, and what if something doesn't go right? And everyone could be overly bearish, and what if we rip? I'll be able to trade this no matter what. I'll find the move above the 4-hour 200 moving average, and I'll trade it because that's what I do. I won't second guess. I won't think. I won't speculate. I won't watch crypto Twitter. I won't read the news. I'll do exactly what the moving averages tell me to do every single time. You see what I'm saying? I won't budge. And because I don't budge and do the same thing every time, I will win over time. My risk management will take care of me. It has. Look at my P&Ls. They bang. I trust in my P&Ls. They work because I know the system works. Once you find a beautiful risk management strategy, just go at it every day and don't change. The problem is people aren't able to be consistent. One day they do one thing, the next day they do it. It took me years. I used to do 100 different things when I traded, and I'm not consistent. Well, because some days you jump in the middle of the night, Sam. Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you use the MACD. Sometimes you use support. Sometimes. And now it's like, I use a mix of things. But there's reasons why I get into every trade. They're pretty much all the same parameters. So now we're looking at that 5-day looks good. The 3-day broke out of the falling wedge. Clear as day, right? Still, it's funny. I never looked at it this way. I never saw this before. Shoulder, head, could that make a right shoulder? I never looked at it that way. That's the first time I ever saw that. Just possibles. I'm open-minded. I just see things as they could be. Some men see things as they were and ask why not. No, some men see things as they are and ask why not. Oh no, and ask why. I got to get that right. George Bernard Shaw, right? The famous quote by, I'll get it right now. Famous quote by George Bernard Shaw. I'll get it here. Some men see things as they are and say why. I dream things that never were and say why not. You know what I mean? Like, that's me, right? Like, oh, how come we have to take the train? I'm like, well, why can't we fly anti-gravity? I am firmly 100%. I've done deep dive research, and this is going to shock people, but I firmly believe we have some type of anti-gravity. If you Google S4, anyway, I can't do it now, but off topic. But one day I'll open up the clouds there. They'll have me on Joe Rogan. I'll be breaking down my research. They'll be like, wow, this guy. So Bitcoin on the daily, it's a little far away from the 21-day moving average. It's starting at tweezer top. We've had a nice run. We've had a nice run on the range. We've got to this, high volume node here. So it's telling me that we're probably going to stall out here a little bit and likely not play. That's why this was also a hedge, right? This was a hedge trade here. Ooh, I love it when I only lose $70. That's kind of nice. You got to learn how to lose. And again, when the trade, it's a Friday, low volume. I'm not excited. It's not like the biggest, and we demolished the week trading. If you were in my trading group, we did absolutely amazing. Good moment to possibly take a little profit maybe if you're in a swing trade. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. So let's get back to the daily time frame. So the weekly still looks good. Everything, the 3-day looks good. They're resetting on the stochastics on the bigger time frames. The dailies had a run. Let's be honest. It went from the low to the top. It had bullish divergence. It bounced. It did what it was supposed to. It gave us a nice run. The last 2 days were great. We pumped from the low of 110 to the high of 115. I mean, you can't beat it. So now what happens? I mean, we could see sideways price action on the daily time frame. You got to really pay attention to this white line, the 21-day moving average. That's going to have to start coming up, or we're going to have to start coming down to it. Bitcoin may go to a local Fibonacci here. We could see a retracement back down to 112,006. It could happen. Or at least a bounce off 113 there, 112.6. Just be ready. I would like it more sideways and lateral. But if this closes tweezer top today, we have to start thinking that it's going to be a local high and we're likely to go lower. You know, just kind of go sideways before we build our way back up to break through 117,000. It's our next big resistance right there. You can see right there on the red, those two tweezer tops on the daily time frame. 12-hour looks pretty good. It's above the 200 moving average. We know that's great. We're getting a golden cross eventually, but it does look like we're going to have to get some consolidation. Same thing here with the 22. Same thing here with, I said the 12, I mean the 22. Same thing here on the 12-hour. The 8-hour time frame is battling the 200 moving average. Looks like it has to come back to the 21. Same thing on the 4-hour time frame. This is a beautiful sign though. So this is what I'm telling you I'm going to do. I'm watching the 4-hour. Not really going to play the daily unless the daily takes bigger control, which could happen. I'll watch it throughout the next few days. So this is what I see personally happening for Bitcoin. And this is what I said last night. And I don't even know why I scalped Bitcoin on the trade. Just because you never know. I've seen it pump sometimes. But my prediction is, and my thesis and my system suggests that we're going to have to, you know, in last night, I sold a local top in front of, we all did, right? I said, you're too far for the 21. We should get out of the trade. And I did. And if you listen to me on the weekly screen share, where I share my screen and show my entire portfolio, we also live traded together and I sold. So you got an extra live stream basically of trading with me yesterday. Shout out to everyone that came to the weekly screen share who jumped on in, put a 333. We have thousands of people in the group, but only like 100 or 200 people come to the weekly screen share. It really is a bit of a shame, but hey, it is what it is. You can't force everyone to go hard. You know, we made gain. If you were in this weekly screen share last night, you likely probably made some gains. Or you learned an amazing amount of information. So let's look for this tight or this to go down. We don't know exactly what's going to happen here. And it doesn't matter. All that matters is when the 21 touches is we're keen to price action. So you just put an alert here. Hold control. Right click both of these with alerts on them. And when price action crosses this level, I'm going to get an alert. Pretty simple, right? And I'm not going to make a trade until the 21 re-interacts with price. I would love the 21 to interact with price above the 200 moving average. I've backtested this for years now, and it works out so well. So I'm looking for price to interact with the 21-day moving average. And again, that looks like it could take till September at 8 p.m. 8 a.m. Yeah, September in the morning. So this could take some time to play out. I'm looking, after all that crazy pumpage, I'm looking for some sideways price action. And again, anything could happen. Maybe it pumps out of nowhere. You never know. You never know. But the probabilities are very high that I'm correct here. And this is what's likely going to happen. And I've been very locked in for the week. Very locked in. So is it the Labradorite? I started carrying it around and holding it. And, you know, I believe in God and a stone as well. But these stones connect to energy. They come from the deeps of the earth. And they have vibrational frequencies on them. And sometimes they can just enhance your energy or your vibration in some way, shape, or form. And I truly believe that. I do believe that. But at the end of the day, God is God. You believe, you pray to God, you do anything you put your mind to. Stone or no stone. Some things can be enhanced though. And whatever you believe is also true. So if you start to believe that, it could happen. It's a placebo. I just think it's beautiful the way you can see the essence inside of the stone, but the stone looks flat. That's why I basically collect Labradorite all the time. I have some big Labradorite too, like really. I invest in stones, man. This one's beautiful. And I look for the right essence of Labradorite. Anyway, this whole channel started with Labradorite. Someone gave it to me, and it really like spawned my creativity and like something. I started just absolutely nailing Bitcoin. So I know it sounds insane, but if you're struggling in trading, this is going to sound insane. I would go get yourself a Labradorite stone, and I would keep it on me when I work on my trades, and I would have it around on my desk. And man, I hone in whenever. Again, it's probably just me and a coincidence, but when I got Labradorite around, I'm nailing my trades. Like, absolutely just, I'm honed in. There's something about my intuition that's stronger. So I'm watching this pattern here. And if it plays out, we're going to be looking for this target. Wow, I mean, that could get us almost to a new all-time high. $121,000 BTC. So again, we're watching the 4-hour. We're watching the 21. We're watching price action consolidate, and you got to have patience. And Friday's usually low volume. And look at this, bearish divergence up here on the RSI, stochastics RSI, telling us this actually might struggle a little bit for a little while. So I feel like we hit that resistance, 116,000. It makes sense. Look, previous resistance right there was the wickage. Bounce, bounce. Resistance. Came up, fell through. We came right to that key area to take some profit. So congrats to anyone that played the market correctly. You're doing great. And I would just watch for this consolidation. Maybe we get a 1 hour. Maybe we do get the right shoulder and it breaks out later tonight. I'll be all over it. My alerts will tell us. And I'll keep you updated in the trading group. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. You know, would I be on the smaller time frames? Not today. Not on a Friday. What we do want to see, though, just like observation-wise and things you want to make sure, you want to make sure the 15-minute doesn't lose the 200 moving average. You want to make sure we stay above that yellow line. That's going to be important for the bulls to carry over throughout the weekend. You're going to want to make sure the 5-minute consolidates well and eventually gets back above that 200. And the same thing with the 1-minute time frame. And today, look, if you went for my system, would have went there, faked out, faked out, faked out. They both pumped. This one finally gave the signal, and it did get a bit of a pump. But then it made look a symmetrical triangle, and they're 50%, and honestly, they mainly dump. So the second you saw this, you knew it was likely going to dump the measured move. That's exactly what happened. Now we're back above the 200 again. We're toying around. I expect sideways price action. I don't expect a big dump today. I don't. I just expect Bitcoin to kind of mill around between like 114.8 and 115.7, 115.5, and just kind of go sideways throughout the day. So that's what I'm expecting for BTC. And then we can create that liquidity grab. It's telling us we're going up, though, to 116,007, 117,000. So Big Red has spoken. It wants to liquidate the shorts. Most people are offsides now. Retail is now offsides. And they can't believe what happened. So some men see things as they are and say, why? I dream of things that never were and say, why not? Yeah. This quote is often attributed to George Bernard Shaw, and it appears it is back to Methuselah, where the serpent speaks to Eve. It has been widely cited and paraphrased, notably by President John F. Kennedy in his 1963 address to the Irish Parliament, and later adapted by Senator Robert F. Kennedy for his 1968 presidential campaign. The sentiment reflects Shaw's emphasis on imagination and progress through visionary thinking. Interesting. Funny, George Bernard Shaw, silence is the most perfect expression of scorn. When you don't say anything to anybody, you usually don't mean, right? Funny. The greatest deception man suffers is from their own opinions. Da Vinci, right? Less men think. The less men think, the more they talk. Wow. A gentleman is simply a patient wolf. Wow. Culture makes all men gentle. Funny. If the privilege of... It's all the borders of pain and suffering that men are separated from the boys. It's at the borders of pain and suffering that men are separated from the... It says men aren't necessities, they're luxuries. That's funny. Honor is simply the morality of superior man. Funny. So Bitcoin, I gave you kind of what's likely going to happen and how to play it. I'd stay off the small time frames for low volume. If you hit and you feel great, you're probably more of it's kind of more luck than it is, skill today because the volume is garbage. So just be careful, okay? And that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. I don't see any reason to go over it too much more. I've already done an earlier analysis too. This is my second time doing this. I see something different every time. And I'm always open-minded to possibilities too. Like there's a little bit of almost a head and shoulder here that could start this off to the downside too. So yeah. Now let's take a look. And again, and then we know what charts to be in today. It was the Solana, it was the AVAXs, it was the big boys. Right? And there was some that slowed through the cracks in the last few weeks. We've had some big moves. We've had some 10Xs, 20Xs. Look at that MYX. Let's take a look at MYX and see what's happening. Is it holding a key level? Is it worth paying attention to? Let's see. And let's kind of look at the story. Morning glory. So we're going to look at the biggest time frames we can find. So MYX, out of nowhere, had a huge pump. Away from the 21-day moving average. Had to come back. Lost it. Got back above it, though. Showing signs of like something like this possibly. And so The people that are in aren't going to sell because they believe something bigger is happening. So whoever got in took profits, but not everybody did. And whoever was at $1 still believes this is going higher. So there's speculation on this right now. And they might even DCA. So when you don't get a massive sell-off, what it also tells you is that the people that bought down here may be willing to buy a little more right here too and add to their bags. You see, because it should have kind of come down even lower, but it did not. So when you don't go to the 618 Fibonacci on the retracement, I'll show you. So when you don't, it means there's heavy buy pressure when you bounce off the 0.5. So this is starting to show signs of some interesting movement here. So you would look for sideways consolidation, and it does say by September or this weekend. Excuse me, this weekend we may get a bit of a pump here to the upside. Interesting. 140% gains to $40. I'd start to look at MYX right now and keep it on the radar. Because of the way it's starting to hold its key levels here, you thought it would have done. We called that short. We did get a pretty nice short. Eventually it did go back down to 11. Nice payday there. Someone in the group was like, I was up huge in that short and then I didn't take profits and round tripped it. He's like, I learned my lesson. So I like to hear that though, because if you don't learn them, then what are you going to learn, right? And when will you learn? So MYX, set alerts. I got a whole way to set alerts. You put the blue line, you right click, you hit the alert. If you're struggling in trading in my group, number one is you're not setting alerts. You're not going through 5 or 10 trades a night. You're not spending the key time it takes to analyze the market. You're just waiting for my setups. You're taking whatever comes. You're not redrawing the charts. You're not asking questions. You're not posting charts into the Discord, where we have a content, like in my Discord, I have a content directory and a learning TA and questions. This is where you can actually post your charts and say, hey, I'm struggling. This is what I see. And there's actually stuff here too, right? I like this. He's posting like preemptive stuff that he sees. Unbelievable. He looks at it just like, you know what I mean? Once you free someone's mind for TA, they're just, and there's so there's people posting here. There's elite traders, right, on top of me that are posting their setups right here. I don't even want you to see them. You gotta get in. Then I'm posting my setups. Then I'm posting everything else that I'm doing, trades, ideas. This is me since this morning. Like, we're super active, insane. We sold the top last night during the weekly screen share. My channel turned 6 years old on September 9th. Just 3 days ago, man. And today, my YouTube award comes. I tracked it in the mail. It should arrive tonight by 7 p.m., my 100,000 subscriber plaque, which, you know what, at the end of the day, is just a number, man. The number is how many people I've helped and changed their lives, right? So I don't want to get too, look at all he cares about his subs now. Some people are snickering that. Sam used to be cool. Now all he cares about is subs. He's just famous now. People, man, they find any way to break you down when they're ready to break themselves down, right? I haven't changed a bit. Just because I got more subscribers doesn't mean anything. I'm just here to teach you I just love what I'm doing, everyone. I hope you're doing great. So let's kind of deep dive. So where does the money flow now? Okay, what's going to happen in the next few weeks? How do we capitalize on it? And it's really quite simple, really. You're going to get alt season. All right, so let me just kind of show you some visuals here. Now, what's going to happen is the money's going to flow. Bitcoin's going to hold. And right now, Bitcoin is holding value, right? It took value out of the market, $2 trillion, and it's holding it. It's a $2 trillion market cap. It's insane, right? I remember when it was so small, man. This is amazing. Divide that by 100, right? I mean, I remember when it was 1,000. I got in when Bitcoin, I'm 100x my Bitcoin still to this day. It's just, it's mind-boggling to me. Ethereum also will go to like 5,000-6,000. XRP, and then you're going to see, so you're seeing it now. What happens first is you get the Solana, the BNBs, right? The Cardanos, they start to pump. Hyperliquid, Chainlink. These are going to get another substantial pump. They got to get a really big pump because they got to pull liquidity out of the market. Also, people that are trading Bitcoin are going to hit big leverage trades, and they're going to take that and either DCA into Sol, right? Because they think they can get better returns on that money. And now they got a bag that they made off BTC. That's really the goal, is to trade Bitcoin, leverage, take the gains, put them into Sol. Let Sol pump. right? Take the gains, put them into like, something a little smaller like SWE. But SWE is right behind it. Then you're going to see your dies and things with smaller market caps start to pump. Then it's going to start to flow and flow and flow. And look, now we're going to get down here to anything below $1 billion, right? Once those start to pump, we're going to get closer and closer to the $500 million market caps. See? The XCNs, the Kavas, the Zebek networks, they'll start to pump, okay? And then the money's going to flow further and further down. KAITO, still holding us down right there. Remember, KAITO, we traded pretty nicely. That's up 26%. And you can see all green across the board, really, for most of these altcoins in the last week. Pobcat was hot to trade. I can't wait to get back in it. These are the things but so these aren't just ready yet. You're going to see movement in them. Don't get me wrong. But you want real movement. Like you want to see like 30, 40, 50, 60% a day or more. Drift is hot. I like it too. We're going to look at Drift today. We're also going to look at, we're going to make sure we look at Drift. And we're also going to make sure we look at KAITO today. I want to keep those on my radar. So remember that. Also, I'll take a look at Velo. It's been, and Pobcat, more importantly. So Pobcat, KAITO, and Drift. 3 coins I'd really like to take a look at. So now we want to start see, you got to be ahead of the trade. So you got to be ahead of the movement. The key about trading is you have to know the probabilities so well that you believe in them enough to take action. And then you actually have to take action, right? When you see it. Baby Doge, man, that's so funny. Still on the radar, which is crazy. Could Baby Doge do well? Maybe Baby Pepe, right? And so the money will start to flow into the smaller cap coins, you see? And then the 200 million market caps, and then I'll start to really speculate, and you'll see me like, looking at stuff that I probably shouldn't even be looking at. And that's what happens, okay? Space ID is hot too. I remember when this coin kind of first came out. I like NPC, non-playable coin. We also see what came out first and what's new on the radar. SoMe Network. I love that thing, man. It did amazing, right? And now I'd like to look at that too. Bunch of coins to go over for you guys today that I'm like are on my radar right now. Let's take a look at that fear and greed index and see what's happening around the world here in crypto. 57, not too shabby. I like it a lot. That's a good price to have it at. So another thing that I was thinking about was I was seeing a lot of Litecoin news recently, which got me kind of thinking, is Litecoin going to do some damage? You know what I'm saying? So they got me just speculating on Litecoin here. Anyway, so much going on. My mind's racing. I'm like, Bitcoin pump, Solana, this, KAITO, and that's where you just slow down. You set your alerts. See, your mind will race without the alerts. You got to have this nice, and then you can even go to here. You can, what I like to do is summer hotties. We're still in the summer, right? So you hit your summer hotties list, and then you can hit the plus sign, and whatever you're on, it'll add, right? So we just added MyX to the summer hotties list, right? You hit this plus sign here, it'll add it to your list. And, you can just make little watch lists that you're looking at just to double check on what you're doing. We can do the same thing with Drift, right? Let's take a look at Drift. And I'm going to jump on into the chat in a second too. But I always want to kind of make sure I got stuff loaded up for you and things that I'm looking at. Got to be one step ahead of the game, baby. So let's take a look at Drift here on this nice, beautiful uptrend. Okay? And if you remember, Drift was like a decentralized exchange that was getting hot when the market really started to take off. It also, to me, has a bit of what looks like a shoulder, head, shoulder, like complex inverted head and shoulder that could definitely looks like it found a bit of a bottom here. So let's delete all our old work. Let's go to the daily time frame and see what's happening here for Drift. I also heard it on Twitter the other day. They just seemed to it was getting some buzz. I mean, beautiful daily consolidation. Some could say it even maybe possibly broke out. It's above the 200 moving average and looking nice. So this, might have a little low volume. There's definitely some risk there. But this is a coin that once the market starts to rally and we actually get the pump, I see liquidity flowing into Drift. And there's 65 cents to a bean. Nice 69, 70% gain there, or 58%. So anyway, I like Drift. I'd keep it on the radar too as well. I'd like it to come back down a little bit if it can on the smaller time frames. Bang. Let me take a look at KAITO. And again, adding alerts. So a lot of people that are struggling, new people in the group, attempting to follow me but can't seem to keep up. They're not using the alert systems. Because think about it. I go over hundreds of coins sometimes a day. I scan, look. There's no way I'd be able to remember which coin I want to trade. And sometimes I still do miss it because I'm the leader of a group and I'm going through so much. But without the alerts, man, and then what you can do here is you can just hit this. I don't even want to give it away, but boom, and it will show all the alerts that you've put out. It's basically a watch list for yourself, whether you hit alerts. So the second you hit alerts, you hit the alerts and you can see all the coins you put alerts on. You can scroll right down, and that also is going to keep you keen to what you want to look for. On top of that, I look for the exchange announcements that are coming out inside the trading group, and we can see what exchange that, like if this gets on 3 more new exchanges, boom. That's a cool new thing. There's still a lot of speculation on exchange listings. Like a lot of coins got listed on XC quickly or CoinX quickly, or, maybe 2 or 3 exchanges, and then the altcoin season got quiet. So they never made it to Kraken. They never made it to OKX. They never made it to Gate.io. And now they're waking up. And now people are grabbing what coins look like good. So now coins, you see what I'm saying? We're getting a bunch of coins and are getting new listings that they could have had before, but the market just kind of got quiet for a second. This is also a great way to speculate. I have a bot inside my trading group that's showing you when anyone is adding a coin to exchanges. This is a big deal. Look, Alaska Inu hit Gate.io. Tower hit Bitmart. All right, these have been out for a long time, but now exchanges are starting to come out. Uniblocks hit Femex. Uniblocks hit Abe. Uniblocks. I mean, it's everywhere. Launchcoin, Believe, right? I actually really like that idea too. Ape NFT, Linnea, Holochain, right? And now you can also mine PINGPONG. You can learn about a coin you never heard about too. This is how you deep dive. This is what I'm doing 24/7. Like, this is why it's not just looking at trading. There's so much to do out here on a daily basis. If you're ever say you're bored and you don't got, I mean, you got so much work to do. So PINGPONG just hit MEXC. It's so tiny. It's ridiculous, right? Is it going to maybe make a double bottom here? And so you research it. If you like it, find out what it is, what it does. I mean, there's a chance here that is a bit of a double bottom. And you see PINGPONG, somewhere at 8 cents. I speculate on little coins when the market gets frothy. When the market isn't good, I'm not touching any of this stuff because the odds of you getting wrecked are so high. Once a lot of volume comes into the market, once I see the movement, I can start to speculate on the right place at the right time. It's about timing this, though. And it takes years of playing different cycles to understand how to do it. And I can teach you. And that's why it's very important to have a mentor in cryptocurrency, because it's not a jump in and figure it out in an overnight type of thing. It's very, very difficult. And it's not like trading the stock market. You got to understand Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance. You got to know why Bitcoin runs the show. You want to see if anything's moving. You want to see your BTC pairs. Let's take a look at SOLBTC and see where price is flowing. Again, we went over this, remember? We talked about SOLBTC. And I said it's looking very bullish. It's in a cup and handle. I see it breaking out. This told me that the market was, I said, it doesn't make sense. If Sol's going to break out against Bitcoin, we're not having a huge dump then. It means they're both going to pump, and then Sol's going to beat up against Bitcoin, because it's, if Sol's $180, $199, $199, and it goes to $240, that's a 25% gain. Bitcoin ain't going from 100,000 to 125, which is a 20. Bitcoin did pretty close. I mean, 107 to 115 ain't bad. Ain't bad. It's about 12%, right? If you think about it. So it's half of what it. Wow. So SOLBTC beating up on Bitcoin the last few days, and like setting a new area, saying, you know what, I'm breaking above this bounce area too. So now you just want to see that consolidate. And then they'll go back and forth because Bitcoin will get strong again. And if it rips to 180K, there could be, but man, this is on a tear. And when we saw this cross, we knew that something was brewing with Sol. And that also helped us trade Sol the other way. So when you look at SOLBTC and you see what trades are going, and then I looked at Sol Ethereum, and I said Sol's bottomed against ETH too. And I could tell Sol was about to have its day. Sol was going to break out parabolically out of this rising wedge, and it did exactly that. Look, we have it played out for you. Like, I drew this out. Sol Ethereum. And Sol's about to rip against ETH. You can see what it's going to do. Likely it's going to shoulder. It's going to come up, make a right shoulder, and then continue on. It's looking great. Solana, man, the ETFs are loading up. It's a lower price. So if you put 100 million into Sol and 100 million in ETH, Sol's going to have a bigger effect. So that means Sol, if they both got invested into, Sol would beat up on ETH over time, you see, because it's going to have a faster residual. Anyway, this is all how I was able to figure out like where the market was going. I used Sol BTC, Sol ETH, and Sol Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, and because I'm putting, in you as a trader, if you put all this stuff in your mind all the time, your subconscious mind is going to get good at seeing it. You're going to get better and better at being able to pick up on this stuff. And it's called neuroplasticity. You're going to train your brain to become better at doing this. It seems really difficult and insane at first, Brainiac style, like it's over my head, but it's not. You've got this. Just take one step at a time. Eventually, you'll be bringing in BOOKMAP with the liquidity. Everything will start to make sense to you. Like right now, we're still seeing that there's going to be a short squeeze up to 120,000. We just got to ride that pony. So my whole story is the 4 hours going to go sideways and pump. And so right now, me and BOOKMAP are aligning. We both see the same thing. We're not basically, there's no contradictions here. What is BOOKMAP? See what the candlesticks are hiding. You see candlesticks, we see liquidity. You can add candlesticks here too and like see them, which is kind of cool. Configure add-ons. I think you can add there's one here, candlesticks. And it will show you like the candlesticks as they're getting made on top of the trades. I think it's a bit encumbersome, no need to do it, but it is pretty cool. And it will show you actual liquidations, which is pretty cool too. All right. So look, this is telling us, look at all that liquidity up there. They want to liquidate 117,000. Okay. That's what it's telling us. That they want to go up there and take out those shorts up there. So BOOKMAP is helping me. It's a cheat code to where we're likely going to go. And it's been very accurate. So by coupling that with technical analysis, I'm able to really see where we're likely going to go. It's an amazing way to trade. And I show you guys it every day, and I attempt to get you to really lock in on that. It'll blow your mind. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. 100,800 subs on our way to 100,000, 1,000 subscribers. And thank you so much to all the beautiful people here on the live on a Friday afternoon. We still have 1,300 beautiful souls here. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. It would be very, very nice. It'd be amazing. Made great gains on GOAT this morning. Might be something you want to take a peek at, Sammy. GOATus Maximus. Let's take a look at GOAT. I don't know, man. I don't know about great gains. You went from 9 up to 10 cents. I mean, okay, yeah, you made a 10% move. You got rejected by the 200 moving average. And yeah, you bounced off the flag there, off the 200 though, which is a great play. I mean, right? You did what you're supposed to. What you want to do now is flag it out this way and see that it kind of centers it this way. You get the golden cross. It does look like this could start to pump. I think you're maybe onto a possible bottom here. And look at this. I've been backtesting these ideas. This is an Adam and Eve double bottom. Hard to see, but there it is, right? Has a neckline. I started speculating like this about 18 months ago. I never really saw a slanted Adam and Eves, and I said, I think they work. They started all to play out many times. It's like, that's a slanted Adam and Eve with a target up at 13 cents. I think you're spot on with GOAT, and it's above the 4-hour 200 moving average. Getting into GOAT with a stop loss there, or just believing that if it leaves at 200, you're going to end it. But, whenever you can get close to a 200 moving average, it can really be a good discount price. What I'd like to see GOAT is consolidate in here a little bit tighter. And as Bitcoin gets tight and ready for its next big move, a lot of coins are going to follow. And it looks like it's setting up for a weekend pump. Sideways from like Friday halfway through Saturday, and boom. Ivan 10, bro, God bless you, man. Can you look at Moonwell? Oh, I love Moonwell. It just moons well, right? Let's look at Moonwell on Coinbase. This also, remember when DeFi started to rip, Moonwell would start to go crazy. Remember when we first saw Moonwell here, right? 0.03 cents, and it went all the way to 10 cents. It mooned well, did it not? We put it in the trading group a few times, and we've been able to trade Moonwell. Well, it's mooned well, as stupid as it sounds. So corny, I know. It's still funny, though, because I have a button, and the funny button, it's like, you can say anything and people will laugh. Watch. I walked down the street yesterday. I saw a dog. It's funny. You know what I mean? It's funny. I like chocolate ice cream. You can say anything you want. It's just so... It shows you how crazy the subconscious mind has been programmed by a laugh track to laugh. You want to laugh no matter what I say there if I put the right... Isn't that nuts? I just played with your brain. It's not right. You know what I mean? I won't do that again, but I've studied the subconscious mind. I know more about your brain than you might. It's kind of scary, right? Sorry, but not sorry. So look, a beautiful double bottom here on WELL Moonwell. And this thing could moon well, for sure. That measured move would take it here to the upside, and you're just playing exactly what you're supposed to play, right? I like turtles. That's actually funny, because like, what the heck? Why would you like turtles? Are you a weirdo? Nah, I do actually like turtles. They're nice animals. Never hurt nobody, no turtle. Hey, Sammy, please, can we look at Pepe? I have no pants to do it. You're so crazy, man. Shout out to Vegas Call. I got pants on, everybody. That hurt my knee, man. My knee is swollen. I got hit by a golf ball on the knee. My left knee is just absolutely destroyed. It's going to take a few weeks to get back. Sam is hacking my brain, and I don't like it. I know I'm in there. Beep, 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 beep. But that's the plan. That's what I'm trying. That's what I am attempting. That's what I am doing. I'm brain hacking. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I figured out the secret to the sauce, man, and it's kind of crazy. It's like voodoo. It's good voodoo, though. It's like the white voodoo. It's not black voodoo. Hey. Ain't no Santeria over. Hey. Let's take a look at Velvet. That stuff actually freaks me out even saying the word. I'm like, hey. That creepy doll. Remember that creepy doll that you're not supposed to touch, and then the dude touched it, and then something happened? Dude, don't touch that doll, man. You guys heard the story about the doll, right? I don't even want to bring it up. It gives me the creeps. Wow, you guys brought up Velvet on the stream 2 days ago. Told me to research it on the low. And I would have had some nice gains from 7 cents to almost 12. So you're spot on with Velvet, my friend. Nice call. And if I had listened and paid attention, and it was also in a beautiful flag. It was in an ascending triangle there, getting very tight. I mean, you got to love it. Bit of a cup and handle to the upside. Yeah. It brings back memories of Sublime. Such good times. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Go, you don't want to see that doll, man. It's a Raggedy Ann doll with these big eyes. Oh my God, it's creepy, man. And whoever possesses it, like, things happen to them. So what they did is they put it in this, like, paranormal store, and they locked it up in a box. And the guy told them, and one guy recently went and grabbed it, and he literally passed away, like, last week, man. And fine, call it a coincidence. But, like, why was he messing with the doll? And if he knew that the doll, people passed away, and then he grabbed the doll, he was bringing his own, you know what I'm saying? He was almost, I don't know, I want to get into it, but vibrationally, he was challenging the foreshadowing nature of life, okay? Somebody bought it after that. Oh my God, man. You know all about it, don't you? Cause everyone, you guys are my crazy lifers. You guys know about this stuff. So Velvet looks nice, but I'd like to see the 12-hour come back to the 21-day moving average. I'd use the 12-hour or the 8-hour time frame, but this does look very bullish. What does Velvet do? What does it consist of? What is its market cap? Velvet, $10 million market cap, tiny. Oh no, yeah, very tiny. Unlocked, 1 billion total supply. Right? How much of the supply is out already is the question. Let's see. So the market cap, it's got so much to come out to unlock. See, it's got 89 circulating supply. So locked, 642 treasury. Wow, a lot of it is locked right now. Interesting. So that always sketches me out. It has a BNB address, which I like. You don't see that all the time. Look, smashed all targets. Velvet USD long. Buy one. Man, they nailed it. So a lot of people were trading Velvet. It had a nice pump. Velvet is a DeFi AI, right? Is that what it said? DeFi AI operating system streamlining on-chain research, trading and portfolio management. Velvet app is live on BNB chain, Base, Solana, Ethereum, and Sonic, with 100K users trading and executing DeFi strategies. It's multi-agent AI co-pilot integrated into the app to help discover, analyze, and execute new opportunities using natural language. Velvet infrastructure allows others to create tokenized DeFi strategies and manage them via UI or APIs via 10K plus vaults. Already created by KOLs, traders, and hedges. So I could sit there and create instruments that I'm looking at that I like. I put some Chainbase in there with a little bit of MIAX and Mitosis and all the way to the... Mitosis is hot too, man. I want to write Mitosis down. Keep that going. I was looking at that on, I believe, Token Metrics, or maybe it was on Crypto Rank the other day, right? So also on this channel, we teach you technical analysis, but then from like 10 to 11, we teach technical analysis. We go deep over Bitcoin. We live trade. Sometimes I'll live trade the whole stream because that's just what's happening. But if we slow down, and what I like to do 60-70% of the time is deep dive altcoins for you and find opportunities, and just keep looking and looking and looking until we eventually find something that can 100x, 20x, or even just swing trade for gains. Now the volume is very light on MEXC, so that's So it's kind of more of like a buy and hold, or only traded on like Pancake Swap, or it might have, or even Aerodrome has it, which is interesting, but very small volume on the trading, so. But that's Velvet. Thank you for giving me Velvet. I prefer the Matt Rife with Rife Machine. Yeah, the Rife Machine's amazing. I got to get into that. I've actually been studying it on and off the last 10 years, and I keep like getting close to it. That ever happened to you and you should be doing something because you keep, I got to get the Rife Machine. I got to get my knee fixed as soon as possible. I need a hyperbolic chamber, right? And what about DSMO, right? Happiness is not by chance, but by choice, Jim Rohn. Yeah. Do you just love that you found... Yeah, I do. Rave Song Records. I love that I found crypto. Amazing community. Thank you for the $20 super chat. You didn't have to give, but you did. That's amazing. Weekly share of life for the lifer and master friend. They change your life and your mentality. If not in the group, join, folks. You won't regret it. Oh, you're going to learn so much. And just connect to the essence. A habit of watching the stream every day while doing TA. Thanks for the insights, positivity, and motivation to enjoy the grind. Out of the 9 to 5. Mr. J, I love you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Neon TA, please. God bless the Crypto Lifer Collective. God bless you, man. And everyone subscribe to the Underground Crypto channel. Go check them out. Morning from the West. Did you take a look at Velvet? You're the man, dude. Thank you. And it's funny. I knew you were going to talk about it, right? And Dogecoin, please. That NASDAQ trade you alerted was fire. Thank you. Shout out to Mike Reinhardt on the NASDAQ trade. Shout out to everybody kicking it and getting paid on the nasty NAS. Oh yeah, that thing just broke out again for some gains. And so those are pips right there. I mean, that's that you guys, the way you guys trade in that nasty NAS, that would have paid you all. Get in right there and just get paid. I tell you, I could trade it all, man. I can teach you guys how to trade anything in the world, from crypto to Forex to Bitcoin to stocks. Heck, we could trade corn oil, man. Alaskan corn oil. I tried it. They slammed me with Jivo. It happened. Nice. I like what we're doing here. Is that trade still alive? I'm still in the trade, everybody. They didn't stop me out, which is kind of crazy. There's a chance I win this puppy. You never know. I'm still live. I'm still in a live trade on top of everything. I'm still here on a live trade. Awesome. Here's my drink from last night. I can't stand throwing things away. Gotta finish. Let's put the lime into the water. I can't work out vigorously because of my knee, so I'm not as like water hungry. When I work out, I'm like screaming at the beginning of the stream, and I'm like chugging like tons of water. That's when you know I'm fully amped. That's why you see my energy is a little lower, because I usually come in from a workout. I'm just like, roar. Lately my knee is bumped, and I'm in some pain. So I'm not the same old Sammy. I'm going through some serious pain in my knee, man. It is what it is, though. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll still get you the gains. Don't worry. All right? We'll make it happen. So everything kind of going our way. Some key projections. I told you we've been sideways the whole stream, and that's why I expect us to be doing nothing too crazy. My system tells us when we're likely to dump, when we're likely to pump, and we're likely to go sideways. I love it, man. It's pretty awesome. Really awesome, actually. It holds us down many, many times over. Let's take a look here at the super chats, and we get them done. First thing we're going to talk about is Neo from my man Underground Crypto. He asked about Neo, right? Everything else was just like a thought or a really nice idea. And then we got Dogecoin on the radar. So Neo and Dogecoin, thank you so much. And can I say this person's name? Hildenyar. Yeah, Hildenyar. Hildenyar, thank you so much for Dogecoin. And you didn't have to give, but you did. God bless you. And Michael Reinhardt. Such a strong name, Reinhardt. Like, Reinhardt. Like, shout out to Mike Reinhardt in the house. God bless you, Michael. Thank you for being here. Now, Rhine, I would say would that be German? Because the Rheingold is a German play, right? The Rheingold, the Valkyries by Richard Wagner, right? And he talks about the Weingold. And so when I see Reinhardt, I think German, but am I wrong? I don't know. Might even have some English in there. Let's take a look at Neon USDT and see what's happening here, or Neon USD on Coinbase. Yeah, Neon TA. Wow, it looks good to me, right? I mean, see, it looks a lot like XCN, how it's just in these long consolidation. Like, whoever's buying it, just slowly buying it, and it's getting ready for a massive move. It's looking good to me, man. And again, EVM, what does that mean, right? Ethereum Virtual Machine. So when you hear that, what do you start thinking? Well, if DeFi starts to rip, people are going to be moving through different chains. If they move through different chains, they're going to need a virtual machine, right? And it's going to make the transaction quicker. And so what that does is it starts to tell me, yes, speculating on Neo may be a great idea now as DeFi starts to move. And remember when Neon first came out, it had that, it was insane, 8 cents to 25 cents. Yeah, it was just like, it was amazing. Sorry, this song doesn't fit, and it happens to pop on at the end, and I'm always like, but why? Like, I don't listen to the Spice Girls, you know. So, Neon, getting tight. Like, how is that house music? Like, what is this? Whatever. It happens. Sometimes they miss genre. This looks good to me. I'd start paying attention to this. I think you're spot on there, Underground Crypto. And that's the thing, man. People that know me, they're not going to give me trash on the stream. Like, he's been to my house. Like, we hang out, me and Underground Crypto. He knows the deal. So, bang. We can get all the way there to about 32 cents, right? So let's take a look. Boom. I believe that if you put that stop below 11 cents and you just have patience and time, you will be able to get the 32 cents beforehand based on what I'm seeing. But the safe play is to wait for the breakout. A retest of 16 and then ride 16 to 32. Like, you know, you find you miss a little bit of percentage, but you gain so much less risk. So, and again, I learned that the hard way. I used to just trade this every time. Then I started taking the retest. Then I learned the difference. Then I found the risk difference. Then I decided now I have, okay, if I'm going to do this, I say, well, at least I have a probability of risk now. You know what I'm saying? So I can assess whether I want to do it or not. Before I didn't have that because I hadn't been in the market long enough. So my trades were all based on one thing, not on everything. You see? I like what we're seeing here. Neon's looking interesting. It definitely looks good to me. And let's take a look at Dogecoin. Doge, baby, Doge. So much has happened. Isn't that crazy? Elon becomes friends with Trump. Then they have like words with each other. Then he goes off. But then they're still buddies. But then we don't know what's happening. And again, moment of silence for Charlie, man. May God bless his wife and his kids, man. I'm so sorry, Erica, and to the kids, man. They got the suspect, I've heard. They got him. They know who it is. He told his dad that he did it. We'll find out today, later on, I'm sure. So, man. What a way, huh? Isn't that crazy that someone can choose to hurt you, man? And someone say, God doesn't exist if this thing's getting horrible, but God gives us free will. He gave that kid free will. That person could do what they wanted with that will. See, that's the crazy thing about this life we live in. You know, that's why you don't denounce God when bad things happen. That was someone's ability to use their free will. Like God has, because if God just took away our free will, we would never learn. God could make us all perfect, and then what would happen there, you know? Look, there's an Adam and Eve double bottom there on Doge. It's breaking out. It's above the 200 moving average. To me, it's about to start probably a pretty big move to the upside. Could be a really good time to start loading up on Dogecoin. I like the 3-day chart. The 3-day chart says it's time. It actually broke out today. All coins are really starting to move today. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. And this thing could head all the way up to 60 cents. I don't care who you are on this channel, anyone out here. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your beliefs are, what you think. And I don't care how many times you got offended or didn't. Maybe you didn't. Nobody deserves to get shot in the neck for talking about what they believe. That guy never carried a weapon on anybody. That guy never threatened anybody. That guy never, he was 6'5". He never got on top of somebody. Dude was so reserved and kind about it. Again, I never said me and him are locked step in everything we believe in. I want to make that clear, but come on. What a horrible day. And it just made the resolve of the people that want to make a big change even stronger. You know, I'll be honest. More people know Charlie now than they did before. As sad as it said, I'm not saying that's justified at all. I'm just saying I am looking for the silver lining in the pain, you know? And there's something there, right? People talking about him, or we wouldn't even have mentioned him on the channel, right? But bang. So something's happening there. And then people are going to Google, people are going to look, and it's almost like the opposite occurs when people try to stop a movement. They actually put fuel on the fire. Amen. Amen. So, anyway, so this looks bullish to me. Chasing this green candle is a little hard, you know, but the 1 hour is also making a bit of a flag here. And you're starting to break out nicely for Doge. Altcoins are getting crazy. It's lock in or miss out at this point. And I've been saying it for weeks. And I've been showing my portfolio. I've been showing you how much Doge. I got 10, 15 grand of Doge, right? I'm up big on that now. So altcoins are moving today. You can see it. With Bitcoin sideways price action, people are throwing money into the altcoins. They're starting to pump. There will be some resistance at 28. It will probably come back down to retest or hit the 21. That will probably be the last chance to gobble it up. I see it headed to 59 cents to a new local high. And then its previous high was 73, so then it won't be too far off. That could happen by November 30th if it goes on a correct trajectory. That last one, it went straight up from 15 October to November 26th. It just, if it does something like that, you can take the BAS pattern and pay it and check on it here. The BAS. Take the BAS pattern. If it does something like this and goes absolutely straight up, I mean, it could get there by October 19th, right? But that's like a vicious move. Hey, it could happen, though. It could happen. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's awesome. You're amazing. May God bless you for doing that. Let's keep moving here. The NASDAQ trade you alerted was fired. Thank you. And I think we got everybody here. And shout out to anyone that gave on the channel. Rave Song Records, Underground Crypto, Brave, Mr. J. Underground Crypto again. Double time. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice, 100%. You choose to be happy. Cryptic Revel, Hildenar, Michael Reinhardt, and everybody that gave to the channel. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, there's money to be made out here. There's opportunity. If you believe you're the opportunity, then you are. I say that every single day or a lot of times because it's true. But you got to believe in yourself. You've got to make it happen for yourself. We talked about soon breaking out. We gave you the 786 fib. I told you, if you always buy the 786 fib off retracements, previous resistance is support there, then you're going to have a higher probability of winning over time. That's just how it is. Wow, XCN now looks more like a double bottom. Most boring coin to be in, right? For like I got in down here, it came up, and now it's back down. Most boring coin in the world. But again, once the market starts to rip, I could see XCN finally making its final move. It's in like a giant Adam and Eve. I do own this coin. It's been pretty boring. SNEK's been hot because Cardano's been hot. Let's talk about SNEK for a second here and what I see happening for SNEK. I would look at SNEK on your daily time frame. It's funny, Solana justified that right shoulder idea too, which is nice. Let's delete all this craziness. SNEK is the premier meme coin for Cardano, in case you didn't know. It's like a little snake, the snake the SNEK. And, you know, Michael, the fighter, loves SNEK. And there's like baby SNEK too, which I think does pretty good, but I'm all set. I just like to keep it real with the SNEK. But yeah, I think SNEK could do damage. It had a huge run. It's consolidating. It'll follow Cardano when Cardano rips. So there's money to be made. And if I don't love Cardano memes, but if there was a Cardano meme that I would trade SNEK. You see? So, yeah. I don't have any SNEK. It doesn't matter what happens to me to SNEK. I don't know the team. I've never been paid to talk about SNEK. I just look at the chart. The chart looks interesting to me. It may be something I speculatively trade on. SNEK, baby, SNEK. All right. Wow, we're covering a lot. Send in those super chats for TAs and deep dives. I want to see what you guys are talking about. You people are smart. You people pay attention. I want to know. We have some really keen deep divers out here on the stream. Let's take a look at KAITO. We traded KAITO months back for massive gains. It was a really interesting project that made some serious moves. Got sold off when it lost the trend line. Bounced. Now let's see where it's at. It's pretty flat. Still beginning though. And look, on the 6 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. Looks like it got above its 200 moving average for the first time in a long time. Was trending a little bit there as well on Coinbase. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's above a previous support and resistance, above the 200 with the 21. KAITO. I'd look for this to flag out and break out to the upside. That's a 50% gain to 184 too, so it ain't no chump change. And then you take a look at the Fibonacci retracement. It's pretty dang close to the 618, even if it whipped to the 786. So that is getting close to the discount or in the discount right now as we speak. It's not at the premium for showsies. So remember, you remind yourself, buy in the discount. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but buying things on discount, even at Walmart, is a good look, right? Doing anything at a discount is a better idea, as long as you're not getting low quality. I like this magic coin. Looks like it's going to blast. It just looks bullish to me. Its previous resistance, support, 21, tight moving averages. I see it consolidating and eventually making a pretty big blast. That could go up 127%. So there, you can see there, when the opportunity for altcoins arises, we're just going to be looking at altcoin after altcoin. We're going to be ripping it. We're going to be finding it. We're going to be getting it. You're not going to believe the amount of gains that can happen. I've seen people just they're drunk with gains every day. They can't believe how insane the money flows when you get into when altcoins rip. It can be absolutely insane. And people are going to start Googling it. Research is going to come in and retail is going to fly. 100%. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can see it. Still inside the trade, pretty flat as I expected us to be here. Pretty flat as I expect us to be. 115,062, just doing nada. Not a surf, right? That is now in a symmetrical triangle. These mainly dump. So I'm not saying that's going to dump for sure. Let me just delete all this. But I mean, these mainly dump. The other day we had one of these that did dump. It could go either way. It's a symmetrical triangle. But just keep that on your radar. Low volume on a Friday. I will tell you, you're staying above the 1 minute 200, which is a good sign that, and the 15. But that's a symmetrical triangle that can go either way now. That's kind of what you're watching for Bitcoin. And it could go either down to 114,000 or up to about 115,007. It's not like you're risking a huge amount there on that idea, right? So, bang. Oops, I flashed my P&L. All green. So anyway, yeah. I mean, pretty kind of quiet price action here on a Friday, but that it's you can see it's load up time. It's prepare time. And I just, wow. There's opportunities starting to come in strong. The trading group's going to explode. People are going to be joining at left and right. Altcoins can start ripping. It's going to get crazy. So get yourself situated, keep getting, do your due diligence, do your divergences, study your Fibonacci's, AI companions. Kind of already like that one. Market cap, 88 million. Wow. That could do damage if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? That could do damage. Just, you speculate on so many different coins and see the use cases, could definitely roll over. So, bang, bang, bang. Another thing that I want to talk about is Kinesis. Kinesis has been pretty awesome, man, because there's really no other way to get your money, right, into Bitcoin through gold. Like, take your gold and get into Kinesis. So say you're sitting on a bunch of gold and you've had it for 20 years and you're willing to get rid of a little bit of it, right? And follow me on crypto on x.com at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. But I just want to kind of show you why I like Kinesis, all right? And they do sponsor the channel. They're an amazing company. I really appreciate working with them. But let me show you why I like Kinesis. It's different, right? It's a little different of an idea, and it makes sense. So you're sitting there, and you're thinking, all these people own gold, right? And some people want to hold their gold 100%, and they're not going to get rid of it. But what if I just took a percentage of that gold, and I used it, and I put it here as yield, and I got yield from it, right? And I was able to earn some yield off my KAU or my KAG, okay? And yields can be explained. Watch this video and understand yields. Then understand minters and holders and velocity token too. They have a really cool ecosystem here that could make you some interesting money. So you can monetize your gold and then possibly buy Bitcoin. You could even ship your gold in, turn it into the coin. You could buy gold with this coin, buy Tether with this, buy Bitcoin. You could turn maybe 10%. Say you just wanted to turn 10% of your gold into Bitcoin. It's a great way to do it right here on Kinesis because you can tokenize it and get to work. So Kinesis is like one of the first places ever to tokenize gold in a way and silver and get it used in a digital age. I think this is the future of gold and silver, and they're one of the first people to do it in such an organized way. I believe I'm on the future of this. And how else can we get gold and Bitcoin to be cross, to have cross liquidity so simply? Kinesis.money. Find out more. Check out the link. I think it's awesome. And thank you so much for the sponsorship from Kinesis. Pretty cool. And I'm holding some silver here on the app right now, and I've been building this little silver bag over and over again. Don't you just love it? We do. We do. We do. Simply Drawing asks about Turbo. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that, Simply Drawing. PLRZ trading at 36 million. I don't know what that is. I'm all set. Players, Poly. Is this Polyrizon? I don't know what that is. I'm all set. Anyway, let's take a look at Turbo. Turbo, an organically formed meme coin that people really like. They love it. It's awesome, right? And so what Turbo could do, if I could spell it correctly, right, is it was made by an artist. It organically grew. It has that kind of really cult following. I see it eventually going up over time. Cup and handle getting tight and breaking back up to that all-time high. Whether it'll achieve a new all-time high or not, I'm not sure because new coins are coming out. We got DeFi AI, and it's going to battle for more liquidity as more coins come out that weren't even there before. So, yeah, but I definitely see it could get to 1-1. Am I in it? No. Would I trade it? Probably not. But if you're into Turbo, you love it. And the people that like Turbo are heavy in it, right? So, hey, I'm tuning in late. Can you give me a 30-second rundown of Sol? It would probably have to just go sideways on the 4-hour. It looks good on the daily. If you're gonna buy digital silver and gold, make sure you buy physical too. I actually buy more physical gold than digital. Hey Sammy, love you brother. I have a question on what's the best way to start trading. I'm a newbie, so if I join the 99, will I get some sort of tutorial or a step-by-step on how to open or close a trade? You will. You will. A great thing to do is to take my class, the beginner's course. It is September 20th. I believe it's going to be a week from this weekend because I go to Singapore in about 2 weeks. But hit this QR code. It is $150, but you're going to know so much about TA and you're going to know proper risk management inside. Other than that, you can also just go and watch my video on proper risk management and watch a video that I have inside here. You got it right when you join the group. You have a watch first and you have a read first. Please go to both of those. In the read first, I actually have a course that I want you to watch. This is like a small version of the class that I teach that'll get you up and running like very, very fast and show you what we're doing. All right. Thank you for asking that question. That's a great question. That means you care and you want to accelerate in the group. So NXPC and NKN. NXPC here on CoinEx MEXC next space. That thing is in the dumps. It almost looks like a ruggery, right? It just kind of kept going down. I don't know much about it. I'm not a fan. It did a head and shoulder and dumped. Looks like it's continuing in a downtrend. Has to form some type of bottom at one point. I got to tell you, it just keeps going lower. It finally flagged here and is attempting to like stay above that 45-minute 200 moving average. Maybe there's a cup and handle there for a breakout. And you finally caught your bottom, but I'm all set. But hey, NKN, old coin from the last cycle that I used to trade back in the day. A new kind of network. right? NKN looks nice to me. See the 45, see the uptrend? It's more of a symmetrical, but it's in a beautiful uptrend, and it's on the 21 above the 200. NKN looks like it's about to blast. I like NKN right here. I traded this coin many times too, and it's been good to me. Almost every time I've traded it for whatever reason, I've been able to make some gains. I think you're spot on with NKN, and this is why I love the super chats. You people are amazing. You give us the hot sauce. You really do. And that's like a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio below the point of control and the 200 moving average. Watch out for the stop hunt. They might bring it down here and rip it back up again. But if you're low where I'm at, it's pretty good that we could have a humble protection there from the stop loss. I like NKN. You're spot on, man. Thank you so much. God bless Taylor Murphy in the house. See how NXPC didn't look, I wouldn't touch it, but NKN, like, you know, different things look, you know, you take advantage of different setups. One of the biggest moments in Bitcoin history happening right now. Ripping to draw a cup and handle on the monthly out of a giant cup and handle on the 2 hour. I love it. We could rip to 17K within 2 to 4 hours. I mean, anything could happen, right? We're still flat right where we're at, 15,000. I opened up a long here in case you didn't know. The entry was here. The stop loss is below 114,661, below that wick. The take profit's up at 115,156. And right now we're down $10 in the trade, right? This is live on BitNX. If you want to trade on BitNX, be my guest. It's absolutely amazing. One of the greatest user interfaces I've ever used. Fast, comprehensive, and good liquidity. We also have an awesome deal here on KKEX. 10 people that sign up to KKEX, given $100. So if you sign up to KKEX, you don't even have to do anything. Just sign up. We're going to pick 10 user IDs and hook you up. So sign up to KKEX today. The link is right here. All right. For your $100, you can transfer it right out and do it somewhere and use it wherever you want. So sign up today to get it ready and just have it as a backup exchange with no fees. It's really, really nice to have. All right. You don't have to pay more than you need to. KKEX, baby. KKEX. So I like what I'm seeing. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. Fridays tend to be a little slower in the afternoons. People they don't want to be in the markets as much. It's lower volume. I'm going to do the macro technical analysis video. They are drawing a masterpiece. They want this 12-hour candle to close at a certain spot before they rip. Thank you. Singapore likes air and energy for storing hydrogen and room temperatures. Interesting. All right, everybody. I love you. I thank you so much for jumping on into the live. Thank you for getting that knowledge and kicking it with me every single day. I hope to see you again this week. And remember, I do 4 live streams this weekend. We're not stopping just because it's the weekend. We're going to push forward every single day and keep pushing. May God bless you. I don't know how we did it again, Monday through Friday, every single week. I'm going to do my macro technical analysis video right now, and then we're going to have that out to you as soon as humanly possible. May God bless you, and thank you so much for being amazing crypto lifers, watching the stream diligently every single week. We're getting the 100K subscriber button today in the mail. I'll open it tonight, and we'll be posting that. And it's going to be a kind of a really cool emotional moment for me. And hey, and at the end of the day, it's just it's a goal I hit. Now it's on to the next goal. It is what it is. Everyone, I love you. You know, have goals that you can achieve that are fun. It's fun to have a goal you're going after because one day you can actually achieve it, and that feels amazing. I love you. Have a direction, pick a destination, and go for it. Don't be an aimless boat in the sea. You know, go for it. Have basically your strategic destination mapped out, and focus and discipline till you hit it. I love you all. The secret to success is getting started. I know you can do it. God bless you all. Thank you.